So I've had a few people message asking if I'm a Sedevacantist, and I'm going to share really quick my thoughts on that. I am not personally a Sedevacantist, meaning I do not advocate for that theological opinion as being the one which makes best sense of the crisis that we're in. I used to hold to that opinion many years ago, and I stopped holding to it for different reasons. Just to put that out there, that I am not personally Sedevacantist, okay? Now, I do empathize with Sedevacantists. I can understand where they're coming from. I'm working on a paper, as I've mentioned to a few of you, and I posted it on our stories a few days ago. I'm working on a paper that is going to delve into a hypothesis that I've spent literally decades formulating, over 20 years at this point, that I've been working on. It's going to be a very extensive research paper on the different theological opinions that are out there today, the more prominent ones, to try to explain the current crisis that we are in as Catholics. And I'm going to share from those different opinions what I find to be the pros, but also the cons. And then out of that, I'm going to propose, as far as I know, a unique approach, one that I've developed over a long time. So I don't want to give away too much of what I'm working on in that paper just yet, because I'm not looking to have a lot of people dissecting it and analyzing it too early. I want to make sure I have it all written out and together so that people that read it can see the entire stream of thought from start to finish. That's my goal. And then to hear, feedback and criticisms or opinions or thoughts, ideas, whatever. But I will say that, one of the things that I see as when I say a pro of Sedevacantism, okay, is that we have to remember too, when we're talking about Sedevacantism, there's two different things that we have to keep in mind. On one end, you have Sedevacantism as a proposed theological opinion, okay, and it's an opinion that saints in the past, at least some, not, there was disagreement, charitable disagreement, but some saints held to the idea, the Sedevacantist thesis, regarding the hypothetical, theoretical scenario of what do you do with a pope who either teaches heresy, becomes a heretic, or was, and this is the other part that people often don't realize, the other part is, or, a man who's elected pope, but then we find out down the road that it turns out he was a heretic prior to his election. Those are, believe it or not, two separate things. They're connected, but they're two distinct things. A man who was a heretic prior to election versus a man who is elected, who by all means is Catholic, but then falls into heresy, okay? And so saints have talked about this, have speculated on it, again, that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the current crisis that we're in today in the church, that we've been in for some decades now. What is the best theological opinion or scenario that's out there to make sense of the data as we know it? And I've maintained that I do not believe the Sedevacantist opinion is the best one to do it. I believe that it creates more problems than attempts to provide a solution, okay, a realistic solution or a realistic reason behind the crisis that we're in. It proposes, a theory saying, hey, here's why we're in the crisis, but in doing that, it opens up too many holes. And that's all going to be discussed in the paper that I'm putting together. And the paper is not just on Sedevacantism, it's covering several different ideas, but that's one of the ones that's going to be included. So I did want to share that. Now, having said that, one of the things that I find as a pro, for example, from Sedevacantists is Sedevacantists don't have any problem at all calling heresy what it is, heresy. They have no problem seeing someone who is who believes heresy and saying that's a heretic. Okay, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck. Okay, same kind of thing. You'll notice often in debates with Sedevacantists, one tactic that they use often, I've seen it happen over and over again by different Sedevacantist apologists, is they will ask the person that they're debating, they'll say, well, for example, they'll say, is Joe Biden a Catholic? And the person inevitably says, well, no. They'll say, is James Martin a Catholic? And the person thinks about it and ends up concluding no. Then they say, okay, is Francis a Catholic? And then all of a sudden it's like, well, yeah, it's kind of complicated. I mean, yes, but no, but it's like they start to kind of get all tongue-tied. And I'm discussing that approach as well in my paper, that tactic. But see, that is one of the pros, though, is that a Sedevacantist has no problem saying this individual said something heretical that makes him a heretic. Now, I'm not even discussing here in this video the whole distinction of, is he a material heretic, is he a formal heretic, any of that kind of stuff. All that will be in the paper that I'm putting together. But in other words, just at face value, then that person's a heretic. This statement they made over here is a heresy. That's one of the good strengths of Sedevacantists, is that they can note that. One of the cons of the Sedevacantist approach, or at least one I'll mention right now in this video. I'm not going to mention everything because it's going to be in the paper I'm putting together, but I've noticed that when traditionally minded Catholics are discussing, or let's say when they are exposing certain issues about the crisis in the church, the crisis in the Vatican, a Sedevacantist often chimes in and just wants to jump right to the whole, well, I'll tell you what it is. He's not really a pope. He's an anti-pope. They just want to keep harping on that topic rather than discussing the actual issue at hand. And I do not find that approach helpful at all to do that. I believe that those discussions are best held privately amongst Catholic brethren, but to do it publicly every single time, I don't find it helpful. It doesn't do anything good. And I would say that, I could mention some other cons that I have with it, but I'm going to save that for the research paper. I don't want to give too much out here in this video. But this is just a mini video I put together just to state that I'm personally myself not a Sedevacantist. I used to be many years ago, but I'm not. But I do. I don't go around excommunicating, quote unquote, Sedevacantists. I don't ask them to do the same to me. If they want to, that's up to them. But I don't do that myself, and because I do empathize. Like I said, I empathize with where they're coming from. I was there. I get it. I see the same issues that they see. We all see the same issues. They're all the data is in front of us of what we see. Now it's just a matter of how do we filter it and interpret it, and what is our foundational starting point that can best explain what it is we're seeing and how to make sense of it. That's what it comes down to. So anyways, just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I feel like sometimes when I do put up a post, if it has to deal with, let's say, Francis as an example, and if I say something like, well, here, this statement of Francis's is false, what he said here is a heresy, a lot of people get nervous and message me either in comment threads or DMs saying, well, wait, are you a Sedevacantist? And that's what I mean about the concerning part to me, is that somebody can't even, call a spade of spades without people worrying, oh my gosh, she's a Sedevacantist. And so I just want to put that out there that I'm not. But I do think it's okay to call a spade of spades when we see it for what it is. How we deal with it, how we choose to filter it, what is the best solution moving forward. That's what's up for charitable discussion. And that's what my paper is going to focus on. Like I said, I've been working on this in a sense in my head for 20 years. And I'm only now, after 20 years of prayer, reflection, and study, I'm only now starting to really kind of put it together in writing. But I will be analyzing Sedevacantism, conclavism, Benevacantism, recognize and resist, counter-revolution, all these different ideas that are out there, and discussing the pros of certain elements of the theories, the cons that I've personally myself ran into, like why I don't hold to this or that, or why I don't identify necessarily as this one or that one. And then out of that, I'm going to put together, like I said, something that I believe is unique and distinct. So, and I forgot to mention also Sedevacantist. That's another one that's included in the paper, Sedevacantist. So these are all some of the stuff I'm going to be covering, and then I will propose some thoughts and reflections on a pathway forward for traditionally minded Catholics. And people, once it's out there, they'll be free to read it, dissect it, analyze it, debate it, share it, agree with it, whatever you fancy. So it's going to take me some time, because what started out as a few pages of me putting some notes together has now become much larger than I expected. I'm just, the more if I mention one point, I then end up having to analyze and dissect it myself for several pages, just to get all the thoughts out there. So, but I am working on it, and I'll keep you guys updated on its progress every now and then. And it's not going to be posted on our website, returntheking.live, but it will be available by personal request. So when it's available, I will let everyone know. Hope you're all having a great day, and God bless you. See you guys soon.